So for anyone that's new, my name is Keith. Hey, Chris. And I teach meditation, obviously. And we've been doing these kind of Wednesday classes as an introduction to what meditation is and giving people some insight into some of the benefits of meditation and what it can do for you on your daily life. So today's itinerary is going to, like I said, kind of dovetail off of last week's. We're going to talk a little bit about what we talked about last week with gratitude. Then we're going to do a meditation. I'm actually going to do the meditation on gratitude. I know it's a little ambitious, but I'm going to do the meditation on gratitude, right? And this is going to really get our mind in the right mindset for talking about our topic today, which is the power of giving. And then we'll talk about what giving is, and the different types of ways we can give, why it's important, and then we'll do a meditation on giving itself. So these are actually very closely related, gratitude and giving. So they really go well together. And feel free to ask me questions throughout the entire stream. Unless my eyes are closed meditating, I'll do my best to stop what I'm saying and answer any questions you might have. Kira, hey, great for you. Great you being here. I'm really excited that you could make it. So last week we talked about gratitude, right? And we kind of came to the realization that gratitude is actually the recognition of kindness in other people, right? So we need to recognize how important somebody is, right? In order to be grateful for them. If we don't think somebody is important to us, then it is very difficult for us to generate feelings of compassion or kindness or want to help or to give, which we'll talk about today. So the recognition of somebody's importance to us, their kindness to us, is the catalyst for gratitude, right? And so we talked about the tiers of importance, right? So all of us have tiers of importance, and interestingly enough, they're all the same. So at the center, the most important is us, right? Me or I, right? That's why our anxiety feels so strong when it happens to us. Our problems feel so difficult, even if it's the same problem as a stranger. It's a totally different feeling, right? So we're the center of the tiers of importance. And then the next outside ring is our friends and family, right? Really important to us. And, we feel compassion for them. It's pretty easy for us to feel compassion for them and want to benefit them and give them gifts and stuff like that. And then the next ring is our acquaintances, maybe a little harder, work colleagues, people like that. But we still generally maybe want to benefit them. And then tier 3 is everyone else. The strangers we pass on the street, truck drivers, grocery store workers, the people that are, coming in and out of our lives that we really just are. We view them as kind of like background characters to our main quest here in life. And so with gratitude, we can see that the vast majority of people are in that tier 3 category, right? So we want to try to bring the tier 3 towards tier 1, right? That way we feel naturally inclined to benefit them, naturally inclined to be kinder, and do things that would help them, like give. So that's a little recap of last week. If you weren't here last week, definitely recommend you can check out that video as a whole hour class on it. But we're gonna do a meditation now on gratitude. It's gonna be like the same one that we did last week. Okay, so even if you missed it, here's your opportunity to catch up. If you've never meditated before, don't worry. It's actually not that difficult. You just have to follow what I'm saying, right? And keep an open mind. So we'll start with like a breathing meditation to just relax our our kind of stressed out mind. We all have a stressed out mind pretty much all the time, so this will help with that. And then I will lead this meditation into gratitude, and then after that we'll talk about giving. All right. So if you're new, don't worry, just follow along, and I think you'll get the hang of it. All right. Okay. So wherever you are is totally fine. You don't have to change anything. You're in the perfect spot, sitting, laying, standing. It's all good. Just sit comfortably. That's the main goal. We want to be comfortable with our body so we can be comfortable with our mind. All right. And we're going to close our eyes. And when we start meditating, the first thing we're going to do is check in with ourselves. We're practicing mindfulness. We're practicing the technique of monitoring our mind moment to moment. How are you feeling right now? Are you tired? Are you excited? Are you angry? Are you happy? Whatever it is, just notice. Just take note of it. We don't often stop to check in with ourselves. It's very good too. And having checked in with ourselves, we can turn our attention to our breathing. We can do a breathing meditation to relax our mind. Focus on how breathing feels in and out of your nose. See if you can follow your full breath in and follow your full breath out. We can notice how breathing feels. Maybe we don't actually ever think about how breathing feels. The cool air on the tip of our nose as we breathe in, and how the air feels warm as we breathe out. And as we are focusing on our breathing, inevitably our mind will drift away, thinking about what we're doing later, something that happened earlier. Whatever it is, when you notice it, just gently guide your attention back to your breath. Guide your attention back to enjoying breathing in and enjoying breathing out. Back to following your full breath in and following your full breath out. Keep bringing your attention back to your breath as many times as necessary. This is meditation. You are meditating. You are training your mind to relax by focusing on one thing. How wonderful. And as we focus on our breath, we may find we're feeling a little more relaxed, even just microscopically. But what an amazing thing to realize. Because if we can relax a little bit, we can relax a little bit more. We have the ability to do this. And with our mind feeling a little bit more relaxed, we can think about this thought experiment on gratitude. So just follow along with what I'm saying. Perhaps this morning you woke up in your home or your apartment This home or apartment was built by other people. The tools used to build it, created by others. The materials needed to craft the tools, collected, refined by others still. Countless people involved in making your home, your place of refuge. How kind of them to do that for us. Our bed, so comfortable, created by others. The mattress, created by others. The pillows, the sheets, all created by other people for us, so we can wake up rested. How kind. Perhaps we took a shower. Who ran all the plumbing, created the pipes? Somebody made a way for us to change the temperature on our shower. The flick of a wrist, so we can have it exactly as we want it, so we wake up refreshed, clean. How kind of them, spending so much time developing what's needed to make a shower for us. Maybe we had some breakfast. A piece of fruit. Where did that fruit come from? Somebody planted the seed, tended to it, harvested it, packaged it up, shipped it. Maybe a truck driver drove it across the country to a grocery store close by us, a grocery store managed by others, painstakingly organized so that we can find the fruit we want easily and go about our day. How kind. Now, we may think to ourselves, I paid for the fruit. I paid for my home. I paid for the water bill. Where did you get the money to do so? From your employer, perhaps? Your employer who hired you over countless other people. How kind of them to choose you. We may think that, well, I was chosen because I was the best candidate. Well, where did you get the skills to become the best candidate? You were not born with them. You learned them from others. How to present yourself, how to read, how to write, math. Everything you have learned, everything you have done comes from others. If we were to give back everything that has been given to us by other people, we would have nothing at all. We came into the world with nothing. Just think about that for the next 30 seconds. Think about all of the people involved in getting you to where you are today. And if a feeling of gratitude comes up, just sit with it. Sit with that feeling. Familiarize yourself with that feeling. The recognition of the importance of other people. Okay, and you can open your eyes and relax. So that was a slightly accelerated version of what we did last week, okay? And the goal is to recognize this underlying truth that we are not independent. We are interdependent. We need other people for literally everything that we do. Everything that we accomplish is dependent on other people, other people's involvement. And a lot of the tier 3 group, right, that we don't normally think about, right? They are vital to everything that we do. Right? And so over time, if we can familiarize our mind with this, what happens is we start to recognize how important that tier 3 group is. And we will develop a natural wish to benefit them, a natural wish to be kind to them. Right? And we'll want to benefit them by perhaps giving, which is our topic today. So does that make sense so far? And I know there's some people that probably weren't here last week. Again, if you have some more questions about it, last week I think I did a better job of explaining it in its entirety. But I just want to check in before we move on to giving. So the main obstacle for giving is not recognizing the importance in other people, right? It's the tier system again. It really is. Like, if your best friend asked for $1, you'd be like, "Here, take it." Like you wouldn't even think twice about it. Tier 1, your family. Tier 2, your friends. Tier 3, everyone else. It's about right. Like if your best friend asked for $1, you'd give it to him. But if a stranger asked for $1, now you're like, wait a minute, should I do this? I'm not really sure. What are they gonna do with it? Like, there's a totally different reaction to get to the act of giving, depending on where that person falls on our list of importance, right? Right? And the list of importance is kind of false, because what we can see from that meditation is that even the people we don't think are as important, they are actually super important to our life, to benefiting us. So when we're talking about giving, the meditation we just did is a great first step for getting over the hurdle of not thinking everyone is important to us. So when we think about giving, right, the main thing that comes to mind is giving resources, right? Giving food or shelter, or really the big one is money, right? So like when we think about giving, or I guess donating, right, most of the time we're thinking about giving money. And I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we recognize the benefit of giving resources to others. But a lot of times we have like a hang up with this, right? We start to think like, this is my money, I earned this, right? And what we need to realize, and what we were like doing a little bit in that meditation, is that, yeah, it's your money, but like, so many people were involved in you even having the opportunity to make that money. Okay. I thought tier 1 was friends and family, tier 2 acquaintances, tier 3 everyone else. Yeah, like those kind of fluctuate. Like everyone's a little different. Some people family is way more important than friends. Some people not. Some people friends way more important than family. So it's going to fluctuate a little bit, but in general, that's the tier system, right? You have to kind of think about what it is for you. So really important to think about this underlying truth that the money that we have, the resources that we have all come from other people. Like, we're born with nothing, right? All the clothes that we have, the food that has nourished us to get us where we are today, all of those resources, they came from other people. They didn't come from us. We didn't do that, right? So if we're finding some hesitation in giving resources, in the idea of giving resources, we can think about this truth, right? And it might chip away at our attachment to our own money. Like, I don't want to get rid of it. It's mine, right? Because generally, we probably have more resources than we need. That's not true for everyone, and only you can determine if you have resources to give, right? Some people do, and some people don't, right? But giving resources is not the only way we can give. So let's say you don't have resources to give. And again, you have to make that determination, right? Giving time is another beautiful way of giving, a very powerful way of giving. So when we're talking about giving time, what are we really talking about? We're talking about volunteering, right? Is a way of giving time, formally or informally, you know. So sometimes when we think of the word volunteering, we're like, well, I'm going to go and volunteer for the Red Cross or something like that. But you know, helping your friend move is volunteering, right? You know, probably not getting paid for that. Maybe you're getting paid in like pizza or something like that. But that's volunteering your time. It's giving time. Listening is a form of giving, right? When, you know, somebody is upset about something or is unsure about what to do, they can bounce stuff off of us, right? We're listening. We're giving our time to this person. It's a form of giving, right? And so, you know, we also have attachment to our time. We think I'm too busy, or I don't have the time to do that. I don't have the time to volunteer. I don't have the time to sit here and listen to this or something like that, right? So again, we can, if we're finding a little hesitation there, we can think about, like, what about all the people who have given us their time, right? The teachers, right? Lesson planning all night, like, so that we can learn, like, all the time put into teaching, right? That's time out of their life that they could be doing something else, but they're dedicating time to teaching us, right? So again, it's this recognition of other people benefiting us, other people giving time, and maybe we should try to find ways to give time back to them. There's a really great quote I love from this sci-fi writer. He says, "Time is our total capital." Isn't that cool? Isn't that true? Like, time is like paramount, right? Because it's so uncertain. We don't know how much time we have. So giving time is like a beautiful gift, right? Because it's such a finite resource for us, and an unpredictable one. So giving our time, arguably more important than giving resources. You could say that. But maybe you don't have time. Maybe you actually don't have time. You're too busy. You work a number of jobs. You have a large family to take care of. You know, like, again, only you can determine if you're able to give time. But if you're not, there's other ways to give. And the third thing I wanted to talk about, the third way, would be giving love, is how I'll phrase it. And I know probably what you're thinking. You're thinking that's T's and P's, thoughts and prayers. You know, like if somebody is feeling sick, or, you know, have an illness, like, sending my love, or, you know, somebody's going through a hardship, thinking of you, but like, that's not giving love. Those are just words, right? That is not the idea of giving love. We're not giving anything except our speech. Giving love is actively bettering ourselves for the benefit of other people. What you're doing right now is giving love, right? You're training your mind to become more familiar with kindness, to more familiar with recognizing the importance of other people, so that way you will naturally want to benefit them, right? You're doing internal work, so that way it'll be easier for you to do external work. That is giving love. It's not passive, it's active, right? And giving love is really the catalyst to all other forms of giving, right? Like, if we do not recognize someone as important, we are not going to want to benefit them. We are not going to want to give them resources. We are not going to want to give them our time. So it starts with giving love. It starts with working internally to be able to recognize how kind people are, so we naturally want to give. Does that make sense? That the idea of giving love? I know it's a little it might be a little more esoteric than giving resources or something like that. So let me know. Another really cool thing about giving love is it's limitless, right? Like, we have limited resources, all of us, even the people who seem to have unlimited resources. It's limited, right? It's not, we don't have infinite money. We don't have infinite food. Resources are limited. Yes, all actions begin with an intention or thought. Yes, we're going to talk about that. Giving time is also limited. We talked about that. Time is our total capital. Our time here is limited. But giving love is not limited, right? We can work on this whenever we want. And whereas like resources, maybe we can't give money to everybody, we can give our love to everybody. We can do it. So it's just an interesting thing to think about with that too. Yeah, Emily, so you bring up a good point, and it's like the last thing we're going to talk about before we do our meditation on giving. It's something really interesting about giving love and really how actions formulate, right? So any physical action, whether it's scratching your cheek or walking to the mailbox or eating breakfast or giving somebody money, every physical action is necessarily preceded by a mental action, right? Like, in order for you to scratch your cheek, you have to, in your mind, think, oh, scratch my cheek. I have an itch, scratch my cheek, right? Like, and it happens so fast that we don't ever really think that there's a mental action there. We just like think our body's like, but that's not true. Like, our mind is like, scratch the cheek. Okay, here we go, scratch the cheek. So all physical actions are necessarily preceded by mental actions, which is a really interesting thing to think about, right? Like giving money. If we're to give somebody a dollar, maybe that somebody homeless, there is, before we do that, there's the thought, give this person money. There's a thought, mental action to do it. Mental actions lead to physical actions. And it's an interesting distinction to make, because we can perform physical actions with disingenuous mental actions. We see it all the time, right? The giving resources is a really good example. People donate massive amounts of money to organizations that they really don't, like, the mental action isn't like, I need to help these people. It's, this will look good for me, Social media is a big one. A lot of times, maybe we'll post something good that we did. Why are we posting that? We have to ask ourselves that. Why are you posting this to let people, so people can see that this is important? Or is it making you feel good? Is it making you feel good? Are you at the center of this? Is your mental action disingenuous from the physical action, right? Same with giving time. Do we feel obligated to give time? Sometimes this happens with family, right? Like going over to like a family dinner or something. Maybe we don't feel like we feel obligated to give our time to do that. And so we're there physically, we're giving our time. Maybe we're even listening, but we're like not listening. You ever do that? You're thinking about something else. Like, you're physically giving your time, but your mental action is not there. The mental action to benefit them is not there. This is why giving love is so important. This is why it is the catalyst. Because for as long as our intentions are kind of murky, kindness will not come naturally. We will not want to naturally benefit other people. And giving love resolves this by working on inside how, like, recognizing the importance of other people. We're going to naturally want to be there for them, whether that's with resources, with time, or whatever. Does that make sense? Good. It's a really cool way of thinking about working on us. Like, if we're working on us for the benefit, like our goal about working on us is so we can benefit other people, you're golden, man. Like, that is the key, right? That is the key. And this gratitude meditation, and the one we're going to do now, is a really good way of kind of hitting that home. That's a really weird phrase. I don't even think it's a phrase, but like it's a very good way of familiarizing ourselves with how this is important, and it's going to make us want to do it. It's going to motivate us. Remember, we had a whole class on motivation. Okay. So we're going to do a meditation on giving, and then I'll answer any more questions that you guys have on either giving or on gratitude, whichever. Okay. So same deal. Sit and relax. Okay. Wherever you are is perfect, and we can close our eyes. And we can just turn our attention to our breathing once again, just for a little while. We can think about how it feels to breathe in, how it feels to breathe out. The cool air as we inhale through our nose, the warm air as we exhale through our nose. When your attention drifts away, just gently guide it back. You're guiding our attention back to our breath as many times as necessary. Guide it back to enjoying your full breath in and enjoying your full breath out. Very gentle, in and out. Really focus on how breathing feels. Enjoy it. Enjoy sitting here. You are training your mind. How wonderful. What a productive thing for you to do today. Keep bringing your attention back to your breath. Follow your full breath in and your full breath out. And we can just notice how we're feeling after breathing for a little while. Maybe we're feeling a little more relaxed, a little more calm, or lighter. Whatever it is, just notice. You are relaxing your mind, creating clarity in your mind, all on your own. That is amazing. And with our mind feeling a little more clear, we can think about the power of giving. There are many ways to give. We can give resources. Bring to mind someone or a group of people that could benefit from you giving resources. Wouldn't it feel good to benefit them? by giving them the resources they need. Just imagine it. Is there any hesitation in your mind about doing this? If so, we can remember that all the resources we have come from other people. Countless other people, people we've never even met. We should repay their kindness. We can also give our time. Volunteering, helping somebody, listening. Bring to mind someone or a group of people that could benefit from you giving time. Wouldn't it feel good to benefit them by giving your time? Maybe there's a hesitation in doing so. Maybe we think we are too busy. I have too much to do. I do not have time. What about all the time others have given us to benefit us? The clothes we wear, the home we live in. It took time. People giving time. Time, the most precious resource we have. How kind of them to give their time to benefit us. We can do the same. Maybe we can't give resources. Maybe we can't give time. But we can always give love. Giving love is not passive. It is active. Giving love is a promise to ourselves, a promise that we make to work on ourselves from the inside so that we can benefit other people, so that we can be more open to helping other people. Giving love is the catalyst for all forms of giving. Because giving love, just like a mental action, is the catalyst for physical action, for physical change. We have to want it. We have to want to benefit others before we will benefit them. What you're doing here today is giving love. You are working on the recognition of the importance of other people in your life, for the end goal of being able to be kinder to them. You are giving love. How wonderful. Bring to mind a group of people or a person and give them your love. Promise them that you will work on yourself so you can benefit them. Okay. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and relax. Hopefully that felt good. Um, it I find that meditation is very powerful. It makes us feel like we can impact people, and I think that's one of the benefits of giving love, is it feels doable, right? Even though giving resources is doable, even though giving time is doable, right now we have a lot of hangups with them. We have attachment to our resources, we have attachment to our time, um, but we can start with giving love if that's where we feel most comfortable. We can start with making a promise to work on ourselves so that we can be kinder to other people, so that we can want to give resources, so that we can want to give our time. It's not an obligation. It's our mission. It's what we want to do. Does that sound good? Does that make sense? I hope so. I think these two meditations go really well together. I'm glad we got to do them back to back or week to week. We did them back to back today, so both work. Makes sense. Good. Yeah. Great. So that's where I want to leave off today. I don't want to give too much. I don't want to overload you, but these are really things you can do on your own, really, really easily. So I encourage you to like we did last week, think about all the people in your lives that are benefiting you, right? And then can you give to them? Can you give to them in whatever way you're able? Okay? You don't have to give resources, you don't have to give time. You can give love. Super relevant teachings for where the world is right now. Yeah. Absolutely. These two teachings are, it really is part of the answer to the problems we're having, because really we're unkind to people that we don't think are important. We don't recognize how important they are, and that a lot of the unkindness in the world comes from that. This is such a wonderful lesson. It's helping me understand the pleasure I get from teaching others something new I've learned. Yeah, this is when you're teaching, right? You're giving time, and you're also giving resources, and you're also giving love. Like, they're all wrapped in, right? So like when you're teaching, you're giving your time because you're preparing and you're spending time lecturing, right? And you're also you're giving them knowledge that they will use to better themselves and maybe get a well-paying job or like this and that. Like, you're basically giving resources, and you're giving love too. You're bettering yourself, right? By learning these important things and then teaching them to other people. Caring for others is as essential as caring for yourself, 100%. In fact, you could argue that it's more important, because we are one and others are countless. It's just kind of how it is. Okay, so that was great. Thank you for being here. It really means a lot for you guys to be here each week. For me, you're giving me the opportunity to teach. Like, you're benefiting me greatly by being here, and so I have gratitude to all of you for giving your time to be here on Wednesdays. If you found this interesting, intriguing, relaxing, thought-provoking, one of those, all of those, come back next week. Bring a friend. If you feel so inclined, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's doesn't really do anything except let YouTube know that people are interested. And just wanted to put this out there because I realized I haven't really said it, but I do work events. So like if your company or whatever, you know somebody who their company might be interested in doing like a meditation event, whether it's on gratitude or just breathing meditation for relaxing. That's really one of my main goals with this business is to get into other businesses and teach this stuff. So if you're interested in that, I do offer those services, and you can get more information about that on my website, meditationbreaks.com, or you can reach out to me by email if you have some questions, keith@meditationbreaks.com. And that's it. Giving gives us connection, no? Yes, it does. Giving makes us feel closer to other people. And it benefits us. Like giving benefits us. Like when have you ever given something and been mad? Unless it wasn't a true intention of giving, right? Begrudgingly giving that's not giving, right? That's what is that? That's just parting with something. That's not giving. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. We'll pick it up again next week with a new meditation topic. All right. Thanks so much.